Now on BBC One, it's time for Inside Out West Midlands with Ayo Akinwolere.
Tonight on Inside Out, the camper van customers who've been left thousands of pounds out of pocket.
Could you just spare us a couple of minutes to answer a few questions for me, please? Terence, it's important that your customers, the people you've taken thousands of pounds off, get an answer.
Also, taking action on climate change.
We've got a climate emergency we need to respond to. It needs to be in curriculum. It absolutely has to be something that's being taught naturally and from a very early age.
And one last game to try and save their dream of a football career.
They're hoping that somebody sees something in them that maybe someone else hasn't seen yet, you know, and that's why it's a brilliant opportunity for them.
How are we doing? Ayo Akinwolere here. Welcome to Inside Out. First tonight, the VW camper van is an absolute classic. So when a company called All Classics UK offered fully restored vans at a reasonable price, there were no shortage of customers. But after spending thousands, some got nothing back in return. Well, Jonathan Gibson has been investigating.
When you're a camper van fanatic like Kerry, events like this one in Staffordshire are all about getting up close and personal with some classic VWs.
See now this one, John, but this is a good finish and all the rubber. I like that inside.
And Kerry's dreamed of owning one of these since her teens.
If you're going to own a camper van, you've really got to know you've got to TLC it, and even if you haven't got the pennies, as long as you love them, it's like a pet.
Right.
You pay insurance. You're going to pay insurance on these. So
Yeah.
got to get them all done.
But they don't come cheap. So Kerry was pretty chuffed when she found a company selling them at a reasonable price, not too far from her Malvern home.
This is the website that I looked at, and I come across, and the first thing I noticed that it was obviously going to be in Leicester, and the most important thing was to go and see somebody and actually speak to them face to face.
And I don't blame her, because refurbished camper vans like this one are worth tens of thousands. All Classics UK Limited was rebuilding vans in South Africa to ship to customers around the world. It was run by this man, Terence Manangi.
When I met him, he was very relaxed, very nice smile. That's what I thought about him at first. And he didn't seem pushy. You know, he didn't overbig himself. He didn't overbig the company, and he was very relaxed. And there was no reason for me to question him when I didn't get no bad vibes, shall I say.
So Kerry did the deal, paying half up front, just under £10,000, and expected delivery within 6 months. She was also going to get updates in the meantime, and she did, to start with.
So I would get pictures and phone calls and updates of the progress of the camper van. So I saw the camper van as it was, in the state that it was, and then I saw it stripped down, and then I saw welding start to be done, and all the restoration. That is all that I saw.
Now getting hold of Terence got harder. Her delivery date came and went, and to cut a long story short, Kerry never got her van or any of the money back she'd paid for it.
It was then when I really realised that this is a horrible mistake by myself, and I've entrusted the wrong person.
And yet you'd done all your due diligence.
I did everything.
You'd done your research.
That was the worst. That was the worst thing about it, is the fact that I did so much research on this company, on this man, and I took time to think about it. I went and met and sat with him for hours and discussed to a fine-tooth comb on everything that needed to be done that I wanted for the van.
But Kerry's not alone in feeling cheated. I'm taking this 1965 VW split screen for a spin to see why they attract so much attention. This is more like it. What it lacks in speed, it compensates with character. And that's just as well, because we're pushing 30 miles an hour. But if you think I'm making slow progress, try getting a refund from Terence Manangi. I'm on my way to meet some more of his former customers, people who say they've also paid substantial amounts of money for vans that were never delivered. And it's not just a local thing.
I'm about to speak to Brett Chamberlain, and he lives in New Zealand. So, what happened in your case?
We searched on the internet basically and found, like all classics, communication was good, which is always a good thing to have in business. But as soon as we paid him the money, it started falling away. So
How much has he left you out of pocket?
£6,670. But the last contact was July 2017.
Oh, Terence, what's going on? According to Companies House, you were the sole director and outright owner of All Classics UK Limited when you took their money. So the buck stops with you. And when Kerry took you to court, it reached the same conclusion.
He had 100% of the shares, and therefore he has to return the deposit that I did give him within 14 days of the summons.
But 2 years on, there's no sign of the money.
Not one penny.
How does that make you feel?
Sick to the stomach.
But because her court victory was against Terence's business and not him personally, when it went bust, so did her hopes of getting a refund.
He was nowhere to be seen, and the property was derelict. Everything had gone.
And she's still paying off the bank loan.
That's a very hard pill to swallow.
Now, businesses do fail, but something doesn't add up here. So the only way to find out what happened to Kerry's cash and her camper is to find Terence Manangi.
And when we get to Leicester, you're actually going to show us the premises that he was operating from.
Yeah, I'll go back to the building that I went to, and I'll show you where I went round the back. And literally there was a few vans there that he said that one was sold and the other ones were waiting to be sold.
And so, Kerry, this is where he was trading from.
Yeah, this is where me and my stepdad came.
But he wasn't just renting these offices.
He and his family, they owned this building.
So they do own the building.
They did.
They did own the building.
But just like most of the customers owed money, Kerry's claim was against the business and not the rest of his assets.
But I've spoken to one customer, a canny Scot, who wanted, let's call it a bit of insurance, when he paid Terence his camper van deposit.
He made him sign this document. It's a personal guarantee, which makes Terence liable for returning his money if All Classics didn't deliver. And it's helping me to track him down.
So,
But when I write to him with some questions, the answers we get don't tell us much. So will I do any better in person?
Terence, hi, John Gibson from the BBC. Hi Terence, John Gibson from the BBC. We've been trying to get hold of you for a moment. Well, we just want to have a little chat with you about your customers, Terence. We've been trying to get hold of you for a while, as have your customers. Yeah, but they didn't really answer the questions. Could you just spare us a couple of minutes to answer a few questions for me, please? Terence, it's important that your customers, the people you've taken thousands of pounds off, get an answer. Are you able to provide that?
I guess not. After being confronted, Terence offered some more answers in writing. So let's start with the most important one. Where's the money? He says deposits were used to pay for camper van parts, but due to problems with a business partner and a family illness, work fell behind schedule and eventually stopped, adding,
"To the best of my knowledge, all the vehicles remain at the workshop in South Africa."
But he also wants to apologise to customers like Kerry who lost money.
"I am deeply sorry for everyone that's been affected. If I had known how things would end up, I'd have handled things differently."
As would Kerry, who despite being left out of pocket, is still pursuing her dream.
What's
Hey,
this?
John, this is my early bay.
You got one?
Yeah, I finally got one. Yeah, this is what I've always been after since I was a kid.
So this is a bit of a project then?
Yeah, as you can see, there's it's still a restoration and stuff. And I mean, obviously, windows are not quite on point.
But what does she think of Terence's belated apology?
Sorry, doesn't get me money back, and that's took a long time to be said to me. But you know, I mean a lot more from the face, but it doesn't cut it.
Let's hope Kerry's journey with Ernie has a happier ending.
Come on, John.
Well, she did say it was a project.
Thanks to our friends at BBC Hereford and Worcester for that story. Right, last week we were looking at how climate change directly affects our